All right,
Yeah.
going over to the disaster drama reality show that is better known as Warner Brothers Discovery right now. They have set a November 20th deadline for the first wave of bids for their storied studio, HBO, and linear cable channels. But guess what? A prominent Republican U.S. representative has weighed in on the bidding war, warning the Trump administration officials that Netflix's potential acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery's HBO Max and its entertainment studios raises antitrust concerns that could result in harm to consumers. Last month, of course, Warner Brothers Discovery announced that it had received inbound acquisition interest from multiple parties and has commenced a process to review those offers. David Ellison's Paramount Skydance is known to have submitted bids for Warner Brothers Discovery in its entirety, while Netflix and Comcast have been putting together bids for just the company's streaming and studio operations. Now, Warner Brothers Discovery is aiming to have the process wrapped up by the end of the year. Now, the reason this is interesting is because this warning to the Trump administration that it might violate antitrust and could cause harm and a monopoly and all that, only focusing on Netflix. They say the reason is because Netflix is the most dominant streamer, and adding Max and the streaming subscribers and all that into Netflix would be an unfair advantage to all the rest of the streamers. All of those mergers are potentially monopolistic and unfair advantages to the other studios. The difference being is that Paramount is buddy-buddy with the Trump administration, so of course the senator is not going to say that's a conflict of interest. It's interesting how we're seeing the political side of it pick sides as to who they will and won't, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, approve the merger with. And that, guys and gals, is dangerous for all of us. That is not how it's supposed to work. We're going to keep an eye on it, but it's getting, I don't have words. Like I said, it's a fucking reality show in the making, and it's just disturbing.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. And then meanwhile, Warner Brothers Discovery has clarified and amended elements of CEO David Zaslav's employment agreement, as it seems as planned of the separation of the company may become something else, like a spin-off or a sale. Now, amid a strategic review process not initially envisioned, the company said in an SEC filing Thursday, quote, "While we are continuing to advance our plans to separate our streaming and studio businesses like Warner Brothers from our global networks business like Discovery Global, a board of directors has been initiated a review of a strategic alternatives to maximize shareholder value. And we, of course, commend the strategic review in response to unsolicited interest from multiple parties and intend to evaluate a broad range of options, including a transaction for the entire company or separate transactions for Warner Brothers and or Discovery Global." No one cares about Discovery Global.
Yeah.
In connection with the strategic review, Warner Brothers Discovery and CEO David Zaslav agreed to clarify and amend his employment agreement and his non-qualified stock option agreement, both of which were originally entered into on June 12th of 2025, back when we were focused on the separation of Warner Brothers and Discovery Global, and intended to secure David Zaslav's leadership of Warner Brothers Discovery through the separation. And following that, as CEO of Warner Brothers, meaning the amendment ensures David Zaslav's signing options remain outstanding and eligible to vest and to be exercised, which no matter what, he's wrote it into his contract that he is going to get paid. Like, dude's freaking super lucrative and one of the highest paid CEOs in the freaking world, and has like one of the worst companies in the entertainment industry when it comes to, stock numbers. So it's crazy.
Yeah, I would agree with you when you said nobody cares about Discovery Global. There's a reason they were splitting the company into two and trying to just pretend Discovery Global wasn't all part of it, right? There's a reason for that. I think no matter who ends up with this thing, Discovery Global is going bye-bye. I'm going to go on record and say, though, that if Paramount somehow manages to get it all, Zaslav, while his contract may be intact, they're going to fire him because Trump doesn't like Zaslav. Zaslav clearly is not a Trump supporter, which is why I think he's turned down the Paramount offer 3 times now. They'll get rid of him. They'll say, here's your stock options, here's a wealthy parachute, golden parachute, get the fuck out. I am on record to say that if Paramount wins this bidding war, ZASLAV is gone. He will not remain CEO of Warner Brothers Pictures. That's just not going to happen. We'll see, but good for him for getting it exercised into the contract. Whatever. We'll see. I'll be happy when he's gone anyway.